Daniel Rivers wasn't like the other teachers at Ridgewood High. While his colleagues fought daily battles to keep restless teenagers in their seats, Daniel moved through his classes with an easy charm. He never barked orders, never tried to control the energy in the room. Instead, he joined it. He was, as one student put it, a mature kid in teacher's clothing. His classroom was noisy, full of laughter and side conversations, and yet, lessons happened. Students liked him. They trusted him. Every evening, he drove home to his wife, Meyer. She was an introvert, quiet in her ways, but she had her own little shop in town where she sold elaborate floral arrangements. Her creations were popular for weddings and events. One Tuesday night, as Daniel sat at the dinner table, his fork halfway to his mouth, his gaze landed on a cluster of flower pots in the kitchen. The blooms were strange, tall, narrow petals in deep shades of crimson and violet, almost too vivid to be real. Meyer, he asked, gesturing toward them. When did you get those? She didn't look up from her plate. Oh, those aren't real. I made them. Made them? Like paper? No, as she said, smiling faintly. Something I've been experimenting with. Artistic reasons. They just look nice, don't they? Daniel tilted his head. Yeah. They're different. Never seen anything like 'em. She chuckled softly, but didn't say more. Weeks passed. Meyer was still kind, still affectionate, but quieter. Their dinners were mostly in silence now, and Daniel found himself going to bed earlier and earlier. He slept deeper than he ever remembered, waking with a heavy, groggy head. One Friday evening, he came home late from a school function. Dinner was already on the table, along with a small handwritten note, "Eat while it's warm." Love you. Meyer was asleep in the bedroom. Skipping dinner, Daniel went straight to bed. Sometime in the night, he woke, parched. He reached over. Her side of the bed was empty. He padded into the kitchen for water. Halfway through his drink, a sound came from behind. Before he could turn, arms wrapped around him, tight. He jerked, startled, but then heard her voice. "It's just me," Meyer whispered, pressing her cheek into his back. He let out a breath. "You scared me. What are you doing up?" "Just going to eat something," as she murmured. "You should go back to bed. You're tired." He blinked. And suddenly, he was in bed again, alone, as if nothing had happened. A dream, he told himself. But it left a strange unease in his chest. The fatigue only worsened. Until one day, during a history lecture, his voice faltered. His knees buckled. The room swayed. "Mr. Rivers." Jake Callahan, a tall, athletic senior, rushed forward, along with Wally Griggs, Alice Monroe, and Jennifer Hayes, all members of the school student news team. They caught him before he hit the floor and half-led, half-carried him to the nurse's office. As Daniel sat with his head in his hands, Alice's eyes flicked to the back of his neck. "Guys," as she whispered once they'd stepped into the hall, "did you see that? He's got a rash." "Rash?" Worley smirked. "You mean like pinkish? Kinder girly to notice, Alice." "Shut up, Worley," as she snapped. "It's pinkish purple, like a flower," Jake muttered, frowning. "His wife's a florist, right?" Jennifer crossed her arms. "Or maybe she's poisoning him." Jake rolled his eyes. "God, Jen, you always think everyone's a murderer." I'm just saying, as she shot back, healthy guys don't suddenly look like death warmed over. That day, the four of them made a quiet agreement. They were going to keep an eye on Mr. Rivers and his wife. For the next 2 weeks, they took turns hanging around the street near his house in the evenings. They noticed patterns. Meyer always went to bed right after sunset. The rash on Daniel's neck never went away, but it didn't spread. Some days he seemed fine, energetic even. Other days he was pale, sluggish, almost in a daze. Jake was the first to notice the rhythm. 3 good days, then 1 bad day. Over and over. Jennifer muttered, like she's harvesting something. Nobody laughed at that. When Daniel left for a weekend field trip with the junior class, Jake and Jennifer volunteered to stay behind, claiming they didn't get their permission slip signed. Worley, always too curious for his own good, slipped Daniel's house key from his desk drawer during lunch. That night, the two of them stood outside his house. Jake turned the key slowly, the click sounding much louder than it should have. Inside, the place was dark and smelled faintly of something sweet, not flowers exactly, but close. They found Meyer in the bedroom, lying perfectly still under the covers. Jake brushed against a lamp on the dresser. It toppled and shattered on the floor. Jennifer froze. Meyer didn't move. Jake grinned mischievously, leaned down, and yelled directly into her ear, "Hey!" Jennifer's eyes widened. "What the hell are you doing?" she hissed. Meyer didn't react. Not even a twitch. Jennifer stepped closer, suddenly uneasy. She reached out to check her pulse, and noticed Meyer's hair. It wasn't just lying against the pillow. It was curled in tight, unnatural spirals, the way leaves curl before they fall. She brushed the strands with her fingertips. The hair moved. It coiled around her finger with sudden force, tightening until it hurt. Jennifer gasped, trying to pull away. And just as abruptly, it released her. Her knees buckled. The room spun. Darkness swallowed her. When she came to, she was outside, slumped against a fence. Jake was dragging her toward the street. The next morning, in the library, all four sat in a corner booth. Jennifer held up her hand. A faint, pinkish-purple rash bloomed on the side of her finger. "It's the same," Alice whispered, eyes darting to Jake. Jake's expression was grim. "We're not imagining this." Jennifer's voice was low, trembling. "That's not just his wife in there." The others stared. None of them laughed this time.